What we're going to do is work on getting this a UV map on it so you can paint on it. Don't really have any images, so I will just kind of show you what the spotlight can do if I can remember. What we're going to do is go ahead and select our skin here, and we're going to go ahead and hit Shift D and go all the way to that low poly. Probably turn this bottom layer off. And I do have this skin white surface on, so we're going to go ahead and go to our Z plugins. We're going to go to UV Master and turn off this symmetry because we're not doing a biped or a character. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Unwrap. Okay, so it took about 0.54 seconds, so pretty quick. So we have this UV mount. So now we can go back and hit our D all the way up. And so now what we want to do is a little spotlight. So we're going to go ahead and import a texture. I have no idea if I have an image on my desktop here. So it doesn't look like I have anything fantastic. Let's go ahead and use the texture that they have on file here. Let's see. All right, good old chipboard. All right, so we're going to click on chipboard, even though that's not the whole stone, but you will take tons of photos of your area, and so this makes it a little bit more. We're a little bit more detailed on what you need to take photos of. So if you don't have photos of this little brick, you may want to go back today and really focus now on what you need to photograph. Before, you guys just took like maybe 20 or 30 photos and didn't know what was going on. But now you know you need to specifically get a photo just for this little area right here. All right, so anyways, I want to show you how to get this texture out and use it as spotlight. So right down here, if we go on here, you can see, right, and when I roll over, it says Shift Z will get this, my spotlight to work. So I hit that, I'm also going to hit this. Okay, go ahead and hide this. I'm not sure why that's popping up. All right, so you can see really quickly, we can scale this down. This is kind of a pinwheel, and there's all these different options. So basically, I can scale it up. I can also move this object around, scale. We can rotate if we need to. And probably the coolest feature of this is the warping tool. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the warping tool. So hopefully you'll be able to get the photograph that matches this up perfectly, so you can kind of see behind it. In order to do that, you probably definitely want to go into your opacity, so you can kind of see in between, back and forth to see where you want it to go. Now this is wood chip, so we're really not matching it. So the warp tool is really cool. So what we want to do is go up on our brush size, on our warp tool, and you can see I can just kind of scrunch in exactly with my photo and match it with the rock. So you definitely want to spend some time, get that photo to match up exactly with your rock. Again, this is not the rock, this is wood chip board, so it's not going to look good at all. All right, so what we want to do now is get ready to spray this color, this wood chip color on there. So right now I have it on draw. And make sure you have RGB. Click on RGB and not Z-add. If you leave Z-add, you'll just start sculpting this all over the place. So go ahead, go right here. My RGB intensity is 100%. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I hit a Z. Start coloring. I see in the background, I've got a huge brush. I'll bring that down. You can see it's kind of dark up here. It's getting dark. So it's basically, I always call it a spray tan. you're spraying onto that surface. So right now my intensities are 100%, so it should be spraying on there perfectly. Okay. Again, to get that started was hitting Z. Alright, so if I hit Z again, or Shift to Z, then I'll turn that off. So you can see my texture is right on there. Alright, so let's say we want to get this out and we want our color here. Obviously it's way wrong, it's not right. So what we're going to do is go to our textures, and we're going to hit create, and we're going to create new from polypaint. Okay, it'll take a couple seconds. So what we do is we have this UV map surface, and now we have exactly the surface it should be. Again, it's not correct, but for this, we're going to hit clone. And you see our clone jumped over here, and what we want to do is export this out. So when we bring it to Maya, everything matches. All right, one of the bad things about ZBrush, it does flip everything on the wrong axis. So we need to go down and flip this up like that. And so now when it goes into Maya, it'll be arranged. So if you start bringing your textures into Maya, and you notice everything's kind of off, just remember flip the V axis right here. All right, so we go ahead and hit export. Yeah, I'm going to call it wood fake, because we're not really going to use this, but I want you to see how this is going to work out. So I'm going to go ahead and go JPEG instead of a PSD and hit save. And you can, I think you can zoom out here. I think this is kind of giving you a pre-visual of it. So I always hit return, which means okay, that you're satisfied with that. And so I'm also going to export my geometry. So go up here, go up to my subtool, look at my geometry. You can see it's at subdivision 9, so it's pretty freaking heavy. So we may have to decimate this, but anyways, I want to show you the kind of pipeline. For now, we hit OK. I'm going to call this fake wood also. Make sure there's my desktop with all my other crap. Save. Then I'm going to go ahead and open up Maya so you can see what this looks like. Now we're not going to do a normal map or anything like that. We're just going to do just a UV map of the color. All right, so you can see it's taken a while to kick it out, so I definitely will probably going to decimate this information in a little bit. I'll show that maybe near the end of class. Okay, so let's go ahead and import our object. Hold on just a second. I can't see what I'm grabbing here. Okay, import. And I'm just going to go to my desktop. And I think I called it fake wood. It's up there. I think it just finished. Fake wood. Okay, fake wood. Import. It's going to take it a while. It is heavy, so you're definitely going to learn how to decimate. But again, practice this. Hit A, so it's way in the stratosphere. Hit 5, 6. Alright, I think we're on the other side of this. I'm going to turn this around so you can see it's really pushing the limits of my computer. It's really heavy. So I just flipped it around so we can see it. Looks pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to put on our skin. I'll go ahead and go to rendering, new material. I do need to select the geometry before I do that. So we definitely need to decimate because this is ridiculously heavy. So we're going to go ahead and hit Lambert. We'll probably do V-Ray materials, but right now I'm just going to put a simple Lambert because I'm lazy. Lambert. Color. File. Grab my wood, JPEG. Fake wood BMT. Thought I saved it as a. Let's do all files. Fake wood. Alright, so it's saved as a BMP. I thought it was a JPEG, so make sure you save it as a JPEG. Alright, so I just put it on the surface. There you go. As easy as that. We can put chipboard on Hooky Rock. Sure, there's probably some sort of Blacksburg law against that. Alright, so there you go. That's kind of the pipeline. Again, this is super heavy. So we'll learn how to decimate it by probably about 80 or 90%. So this is nice and light for our rendering. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's finish up the building and learn how to retop the whole thing, hopefully by today. Good luck.